Super right.
He was in front of my store, he stopped me to walk, literally 45 minutes, and no one stopped in front, and he's eating a squirrel in front of my business. So this is crazy.
So we can eat wherever
you can eat in your house, whatever you want. Not in front of my business, because I spend money for this, and I work hard. So you come with a squirrel, try to...
We can eat wherever you want meat, but you can't ban meat.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna talk anymore.
That's not legal, bro.
They can talk with you, not me.
Hey, that's not legal, man.
I need to go back on my vegan shop.
Well, the issue is calling harassment alarm distress public order offence.
1 second, Prem. 1 second. We have this paper. I don't have it with me. Where's Prem? Ah, there he is. Prem. Are we detained?
Yeah, you are detained.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't do whatever you want because it's causing harassment alarm distress on the plane. People are harassed by this alarm distress.
Can I just ask something there? I'm actually vegan.
Yeah.
If I see somebody eating a burger in the street and actually rang you up, would that be the same thing?
I think it's slightly different.
Why is it different? But the law. No, hang on. You said it under Section 5 of the Public Disorder Clause, harassment, alarm, and distress. If somebody's eating something that's causing someone distress, surely somebody eating a burger would make me feel distressed because the thought of an animal being killed for that burger caused me harassment, alarm, distress. Hang on 1 second. Let me finish. So he's eating something that he wants to eat. So therefore, he should be entitled to eat that.
We talk about the average bystander. Yeah, and the average bystander is offended by this.
So basically, the law doesn't really matter. It's basically what if you get enough people to say something. A hypothetical. So if you actually had a physical complaint,
Yeah, we've had
you had a statement written to that effect.
Yeah, we had people.
Okay.
It's the fact he's coming to intentionally cause that harassment.
But vegans do this quite a lot. They go into restaurants and they do exactly the same thing.
And we come
And they never get arrested. They never get detained. They're asked to move
Have
on.
we arrested him?
Well, you just said he's being detained. Yeah, so if he's being detained, that means you're under arrest. Yeah, it does. So what are we being detained under at the moment?
You're not being detained.
Okay, so what's he being detained under at the
I'll
moment?
speak to him about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, it's our Christian right to eat meat wherever we please, and it says it over and over again in the Bible. So it's our religious right, and this is our protection. Sorry?
The Bible isn't the law.
Oh, it is. Have you sworn an oath to the Queen? And she's sworn an oath on the Bible to uphold the faith.
It's in a public space.
I might have my camera right up in your face.
It's at a reasonable distance.
I believe that was not a reasonable distance.
That was a reasonable. I'm a press photographer. I know what a reasonable distance is.
Okay, well, I'm not a
I
model
didn't touch you.
right now.
No, you're a police officer in London, which you don't have the
You're
right
not
to
being
privacy.
detained, so I'm going to stand here.
That's fine. You stand there.
You may meet whenever you desire. Eat whatever is sold in the meat market without raising any question on the ground of conscience. Now that the Spirit speaketh expressly,
I'm not being funny with you. I'm just gathering. No, I'm trying to gather a story.
We've responded to an incident. You're saying vegans or people who protest like this. People protest every single day outside Canada Goose. We go there and we deal with the people.
Yeah.
We've come here to respond to this. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying anyone is right or wrong. You've come with this attitude. We didn't come with that attitude. I think we want to get called to someone eating a squirrel in the street. That's not what I've come to work for today.
No, I appreciate that.
We've come here to sort out whatever's going on. Never said he was arrested, said he was detained until we sort out what is going on.
While the weak person eats only vegetables.
What are they requesting it under?
Let not the one.
Yeah, what are they requesting it under?
The one who abstains.
So
at the moment,
and let not the one who abstains pass.
So is he being arrested on that?
Well,
So he's being detained, but is he? So unless he's under arrest, he doesn't have to give his details.
No, he does.
No, he doesn't. So that's a separate offence. That's not a Section 5.
The Queen,
That's a completely separate offence. So
oath to the Christian faith.
That's what we're looking at.
Right.
And all police officers have sworn
Okay.
oath to the Queen.
Yes.
Because why do you think he's done that?
And they
Well, he's done it
derive
because he
their
eats
power
meat.
via the Queen,
there
who
are
has
two ways.
sworn her oath.
We can do the amicably and we get his
Christian
arrest
faith.
and his vetoes, or we arrest him and then we get it that way.
What was the first one? Arresting them for what? For eating in the street? I've never heard of it.
That would be a new one.
It's fine. Like
For eating on the street.
Section 5, public order offence.
But who's
Several
complained?
people.
So you need to arrest them for hate crimes. That's the law.
It's not a hate
Speak
crime.
to
At the
your.
moment, he's asking for
It
ID.
is
That
because
is
they're
it,
stopping
ID.
our religious
We're asking
rights.
for ID.
It's actually a hate
Well,
crime.
you said there's two options.
Speak to your superior officer. He will know this. This is fact. I've checked it out.
Investigate for the section 5.
It's a fact.
What hate crime is that?
Against religion.
Yeah.
You don't understand that if you stop people's religious rights, especially the one upholded by this very country, that's actually literally listed as a
So I
hate
have to give it
crime.
to you the same.
This is nothing really. At the moment,
Yeah.
what we're saying, the conversation we're having,
Yeah.
So if he doesn't give
there
you...
has been a lot of people cause harassment, alarm or distress caused by what the actions have taken.
You should arrest them.
I just don't understand why you think that's
Honestly,
okay.
that's the law. That's why I've looked into it.
Yeah, we're not
all the respect for
making
you.
a
I'm just trying to
judgment.
understand.
We're just police and we're following the law, and it says you have committed a public order offence.
But
So we
under
investigate-
the law, you
we
need to
investigate-
arrest the people that have
Hang on, let the
complained
guy...
because they're stopping our
hang on,
religious
just let him
rights.
finish a
Makes no sense what you're
second.
saying.
Just let him finish for
It
a
actually
second.
does. It's the law.
So I'm asking you again. Can I get the details, please? We can investigate this.
Right, so you're asking, but I have to give you.
Well,
I can't remember the section.
one way or another, you will have to give us up your details.
There is a definitely.
One way or another.
So you're saying you're going to give you your rights now?
Most likely, yes.
If you could, because that'd be
Because technically he doesn't have to give his details until he's arrested.
Well, there is actually.
Section 50 under the section 50 that you're going to go for. Yeah, which he still doesn't have to give his details. No, he doesn't.
So then he would be
So then
arrested.
so then he gets arrested, and then at the custody sergeant, that's when he would give his details. Yeah, if he found it, if he found the detention lawful, which eating meat is not lawful, unlawful. Sorry.
At the moment, we all want to move on, yes? So, getting name and address, we can probably move on. If he doesn't, then it becomes more serious.
So it's
It's literally walking away.
it's up to
We need the details.
Literally, when you tell me we're
we
walking.
need your details.
Right, Martin, I'm just going to speak to
I don't get it. Like, they need them.
So
I
if
don't have to give them
anything,
to
if
you.
there's this whole law, this fifth
And
law
by
or
the way, this is
whatever,
going
we're
out live,
doing
just so
that
you know.
right now, like disturbing everything, and if we were just walking on, there was
Sir,
no
we are
problem.
also part of the public, so aren't we the public as well?
So you're also taking only some people. So.
Some people call it 999 because they felt alarmed, harassed, and distressed.
So next time I see somebody eating a McDonald's burger, can I call the police? Because I find that offensive. As a vegan, I find that offensive. But I'm not finding this offensive because he's making his point and he has a right to protest.
I've explained to you earlier that the law talks about hypothetical bystander if that person is offended or not.
Okay, so would you take my details down so I can give you as a witness statement that I'm an innocent bystander. I'm literally out doing some street photography. I've bumped into these guys, and as a vegan, I'm not offended by this because he has a right to protest under UK law. He has a right
this
to
guy on
protest.
record is not offended by us. That's good.
It was very peaceful.
Yeah,
Just standing there.
That's also the thing. I literally just say that.
The thing is, harassment and alarm.
So back here, probably.
My wife is a vegan, and I've got great sympathy for it, but I don't think that this helps the case because it's quite offensive.
So how would you
If
suggest we go?
if I was walking here with my parents, I think my parents would be quite shocked by
But
this.
I understand, but the thing is, I was raw vegan, part of the raw vegan movement 15 years, and it nearly killed me. And there's thousands of other people suffering on a vegan diet, and that's fact.
Trying to help people, basically.
Yeah, there's babies dying.
So the only reason we're here, we don't make any money, is to warn people with information. And our right for
But the
free
way
speech.
you've chosen, unfortunately, offends other people.
I know, but it's actually our right to eat what we like.
Yes, but if you offend other people...
So you would
that-
offend police now, or lawful police?
But the
If I eat an
vegan,
ice cream,
We
that
are
offends
not the cause.
people
We're
with
not deciding
diabetes.
what...
but vegans are generally offended by everybody eating meat.
Are we getting your details or not?
Are you threatening me to arrest me?
I'm just asking you want to give the details?
I'm just.
So hang on, important question. Are you requesting his details or are you ordering his details?
requesting his details.
So under a request, you do not have to give your details. Unless you order him under a section, then he has to give his details.
We're trying to do this amicably, yeah?
I'm just being as respectful.
But you're
as
taking
possible.
one side. You're taking one side because you're sitting there saying that you've had complaints from members of the public. I'm a member of the public who's not offended by this, and I'm vegan.
Can we just have one-on-one? Or
And your point is?
So you're only taking one side of a story because you've only taken one side.
Right.
So I'm telling you that I'm, you know.
For me to investigate this, I need.
But you're not
details.
investigating it, because I've said to you I'd offer you my details, so I can go down as a witness statement to say that there is, as a vegan, it doesn't cause me harassment, alarm and distress.
That's fine, I'll take your details there.
No, I'm talking to this officer here.
He was literally there.
Are we getting your details or not?
Are you threatening to arrest me?
I'm asking you the question.
I just want to.
He doesn't want to give his details, but if you're going to arrest him, then obviously, which is not legal, but because he hasn't done anything.
And we were literally going away right now.
So simply just let us walk, let them walk on.
And you walk away, you think that's fine?
No, but we didn't commit a crime, right?
We did. Well, that's why.
But actually, isn't that the court to decide whether he's committed the crime?
You can't.
You're going against.
So now you're judging him
just
already.
right to eat meat.
This is what I'm saying. The police in this country are unbiased.
That means nothing.
They're unbiased.
There's too many people talking.
But you just,
I'm dealing with
you just turned around and said he's committed a crime. So now you're actually a judge, not a police officer. You just judge him because you're saying he has.
He committed a crime.
Right. So you know.
Well, what crime?
Of eating.
I understand that some people
Section 5 and the Public Order Act. Harassment, alarm,
and it's a higher criminal act to go against.
But as a vegan, I find it offensive when people eat burgers. I'm sure like 4 or 5 police officers wouldn't be turned up. I didn't find it because he's protesting. He has a right to protest under UK.
That we do you feel very...
And there was a guy up there that asked them to move on, and literally as you turned up, he was moving on. And then you turned around.
I'd like to make a formal complaint. I'm offended by their food. What's the difference?
They were literally just walking on.
Oh, well, I am actually. It's making obvious.
You can, you know, it's up to you. You can sue anyone if you like. It's still a claim. That's up to you. But by law, people can eat burgers.
Yeah, but also by.
Look, guys, there is a limit of what you can do if you offend other people. If other people feel offended, harassed, alarmed,
I've just said to you, I get offended when somebody eats a burger, but you're saying that. So he's eating. No, hang on. Under your logic, you've just turned around and said that if somebody's eating a burger, that's lawful because burgers are legal. So he's eating meat in this country. So how can then that change to breaking the law with him eating a squirrel to somebody eating a beef burger? Where's the difference there? How do you weigh that up morally? I'd be interested to know how would you weigh that up morally, because the same thing is it's still a dead carcass. It's still an innocent being that's been killed. And as a vegan,
at least we acknowledge the animal where it comes from.
We're only coming in.
And this is what I'm saying. You're being a bit biased because you're only picking one side because he's eating something that's a little bit unusual.
I've seen the animal in here, the dead animal, and I can see why people find it offensive. Yeah, that's my judgment.
It's not common, but it's not different than a pig or a cow. It's just not common to this world. It's just meat.
Right.
It's our food.
Are we getting a detail or not?
Are you afraid of me?
Sir.
No, I'm respectfully asking.
You will not be able to walk away without giving us
Request or order is a very big difference.
You will not be able to walk away from here without giving us your details.
You're threatening me.
But why?
Well, that's
a threat.
That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works.
Breaking human rights there.
No, it's not.
But the thing is, you should arrest the people that complain. That's the law. You don't seem to know the law. They're going against our religious beliefs to freely eat meat, as it's said in all through the Bible. What about that complaint? I'd like to start a new complaint.
What do you want to do?
I guess no one upholds the actual Christian faith anymore in this country.
I don't need to give it to you, but you're detaining
Only.
I don't understand.
At this stage, you don't. The next stage is you'll be arrested.
So we should just go now before the next stage.
He's detaining
We
me.
were going already.
You won't be able to leave.
Well, then you'd have to arrest him. So then, what would you arrest him on?
That's a future sentence.
Public order offence.
So a public order offence.
No, he said he's detaining me.
If he walks, he will get arrested. But it's up to you. It's up to you on how willing you are to go
So
with it.
they're illegally.
If you've got nothing to
They're
hide,
illegally threatening him.
Okay, can I have your name and address? Can I have Can I have your name and address and date of birth? You have nothing to hide.
Why do you want my address?
So I want your name and address because you've just turned around and said if you've got nothing to hide, then that's it.
Officer, and I'm in a sensitive position. I can't give you my address.
See, it's always convenient how it's, you know. very convenient.
He's in a sensitive position. He doesn't want to give you his address.
The sensitive position is the fact is that he's not sticking to the law.
No, I'm saying he's in a sensitive position as well.
Everything is recorded.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And also, if anyone, I would take down his number because you can request the video footage of this as well.
Okay.
And then actually you've got, then you'll have a witness of actually saying somebody that's vegan that wasn't offended by that as well. So then that would be unjust. So that can be used in a court of law.
Right.
But it's up to you what you want to do.
So
If you want to move on, I would give you details. If you don't want to move on and you want to take it that little step one further.
So what do you do with the details?
Unless
What do you do with that?
his whim. His whim is his leg to stand
We
on.
need to check your background. You could be wanted for other offences.
Right, okay, so that's what it's about. Or I don't know. Because
it's
you
to
were
make
saying you were investigating this case, but
It's to make themselves
Well,
look big.
to investigate the case, we need to know who we're dealing with.
right.
Makes sense, huh? Yeah, you could be someone who's caused harassment, alarm, distress, like.
And have you got written statements for that effect as well by the other people that have made that complaint?
What complaint?
Well, you just said there's been a
There are
complaint.
different officers here. We all do.
Yeah, no,
different
so
things.
could you find out whether there's been any
At the
statements
moment,
made?
I can't find out because I'm dealing with this person here.
What, you can't go onto your radio and just find
At
out?
the moment.
Is that you can't, or you're not choosing not to?
At the moment, I'm dealing with this person.
Okay, ask him if he can radio through to if there's any statements.
statements about what?
For the Section 5.
Oh.
Just ask.
About what?
There's a system called CAB where every call is monitored.
Okay, have you got the CAD number for this as well? Actually, that would be handy because I'm an investigative journalist, so I can actually get the information.
At the moment, I'm dealing with him, not with you.
Okay, ask for the CAD number. Ask CAD number. So that basically any incident related to this, it will just state if you ring 101 or the police, it will come under this. So a CAD number is an ID. It's like an ID number basically.
Computer aided dispatch, CAD. So, how are we going to do this now? Do we need to take you with us, or can we do this like on the street easily without stress?
So are you like?
Because once you get arrested, it's on your record. It's unnecessary.
Sir, come on. Like,
It's only if he's found guilty.
So you take down my details, but then you put me in some database or something.
He has his rights to eat meat.
Yeah.
There has been sworn an oath,
But I think
right?
Okay, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. So what's your choice?
That oath is to the Queen, right? She swore an oath on the Bible.
It's not going to work. They're only trained to understand statutes, acts and laws. That's it. Anything else, they can't compute it. Freeman and the law and all that, it just doesn't work. It doesn't make it untrue, but they're programmed, they're trained in a way that they will only go down one line of route. If you notice, he won't listen to me because he knows that I know a bit.
So,
what database would I be in then?
Excuse me, have you got the CAD number for this? Could you find out for me, please? Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
I'm just trying to understand what you're gonna do with my ID.
I'll explain to you.
Yeah, you're gonna check the background.
We're going round in circles.
No, you're gonna check the background. You don't
We're going
understand.
round in circles. So.
I understood until check the background and then put it in a database. Then I don't understand what kind of database.
What I need to know is who I'm dealing.
Right, but you said you also entered the name somewhere.
Well, first of all, I need your name for that.
Right, what kind of database?
Well, it's the Police National Computer.
Police what?
Police National Computer, PNC.
So then I'm like a criminal?
Well, I don't know if you are.
No, I mean after you entered it.
So what will happen is they put it in. If you ever get stopped by the police again in the UK, and they ask for your details again, they would then say, okay, he's not known or wanted to the police, but he's known for such and such. So you got stopped on such and such date for this, and it was no further action. So they basically build up a picture of people through getting their
So what does
details.
that mean if I get added to it all the time?
They stand
Then eventually it's like you're a criminal.
which is
If you've done nothing wrong.
then you'll acknowledge that there is no crime in the first place. So we can just
Well, at the
go.
moment, I'm investigating if there is a crime.
Yeah, well, we just did that, and the position is
I'm
no
hearing one side from you, yeah, and I'm sure we'll hear back from other officers what they've found out. So I need to know
You've also heard from me who's a vegan that's not offended, which you're not willing to take any sort of details down or anything like that. So you're not investigating it properly.
At the moment, I'm dealing with a suspect. And I need to make sure the suspect doesn't disappear.
Well, I don't think he's running anywhere, is he, really? He's trying to get information from you which you're being very vague at answering.
I think I'm pretty upfront with what's happening.
It's very obvious.
Well, no, I don't think you have.
Yeah, but it's very obvious that he doesn't arrest. Yeah, but it's obvious that he's
Then if you
determined.
get arrested for no reason, you can sue them.
Yep. And you can claim a lot
You
of
can
money.
carry out investigation. You know, do whatever they have to do to the officer.
You'll have to grab my details, so if it goes to court, I can be a witness for you and give a statement.
To try to sue.
Do you not believe in right to protest anymore?
I don't think.
Of course.
So,
Very important.
So why?
But it's a fine line between protesting and offending other people.
so when I was down, was at Westminster a few months ago, there was a lady holding up a sign with a baby's fetus, an abortion poster. I rang you guys, you came out and you did nothing about it. That was more disgusting than this. He's eating something, but they're showing pictures of dead babies, and the police did nothing about it. But I was quite upset. In fact, my missus was crying.
Actually, at Leicester Square, there's people showing like slaughterhouse footage. There's blood everywhere, animals tear apart. Nobody does anything.
Cuba Truth, I was down at the London Eye yesterday. They were showing pictures of slaughter.
You just take the vegan side. It's just the truth.
He's accused
Just
of
true.
eating meat in the
Right.
vegan market.
So what's your protest about? You're pro-vegan, against vegan, or what?
The vegan diet doesn't have over 50 nutrients. There's babies dying. And they have these here malnourishing everybody. And all we wanted to show is we have the sign, what vitamins the vegan diet doesn't have. We ate the meat to get people, of course, the attention, but I eat raw meat in general. That's all I eat. So that was it. I haven't done anything wrong.
I'm here and here.
Like, that would be like absolute fascism, no free speech at all.
Yeah, but that's not the issue.
The vegans show way worse footage with blood everywhere. Right there, and there's tourists and everybody walking, and police do nothing.
If you're on tonight, 6 o'clock it's on. So I think it's about 6:30 that they do it, and they show some horrific footage of the animal slaughter, which once again I would agree with, because I am vegan and I think it should be shown, but it can cause harassment, alarm,
You're
distress.
vegan and you're anti-vegan.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only just met these guys. That's what I said. I'm doing photography, some street photography. I've met these guys. I found it quite interesting what they're up to. And as a vegan, one of the people that should be offended, should be disgusted by this. I'm not, because I know he has a right to protest.
Yeah, when people call us up and said they are offended.
But this is what I'm saying to you. I've called you up in the past about that woman that was showing dead fetuses all over the place. My missus was crying, and you said there's nothing we can do about it because they're protesting. You have a right to protest. And then when I've sat there and said to you that I will give you a statement because I'm willing to do that, no, I haven't got nothing to hide. I'm willing to give my details because I don't think that he should be persecuted for something that he believes in.
We're trying to establish the offence. I'm trying to establish with who I'm dealing here. Yeah, and once I've done that, and your statement might be relevant, then we can talk. At the moment, I'm dealing with a suspect, as I explained to you.
So why don't you arrest the vegan showing the footage? It's way worse than what I did.
Right, we got a complaint about someone having a dead squirrel, biting into a dead squirrel, and people being offended by it. So, and I saw you just when we arrived with a dead squirrel and biting into it. So at the moment, you're matching the suspect's description, yeah?
Yeah, I get it. But what if we would call the police on them now? Then you would arrest them? Or?
So at the moment...
Yeah, but what if all of us now call the police on the people at Leicester Square?
The easiest way to get out of it, if you give me your details, you can check your background and can see if everything else is fine, and we can probably find an amicable solution. But at the moment, you're not cooperating.
But you can also find an amicable solution, just let him walk off. You can just let him walk off, as he was doing. Because at the moment there isn't much to hold him on.
I wouldn't mind giving you the idea if you want to check.
If this went to court and he was legally eating meat, which you've already established, which on camera you've already established that it's legal to eat in this country, to eat cows, to eat pigs. I'm not being funny. I find it disgusting that he's eating a squirrel. I also find it disgusting that people eat burgers. But at the end of the day, I can't get offended. We need to stop being offended by everything in this country.
Yeah. It's my job to make sure, if I deal with a suspect, to find out who he is or who she is. Yeah. If I let people go without knowing who they are, that's dangerous.
So the next process would be to wait until to see if you're going to make any further action.
He could be wanted for murder.
Yeah, so could this person here, so could she, so could he, so could he, so could he, so could she. So are you now going to start questioning everyone because they might be wanted? Exactly. He hasn't done anything apart from eating.
committed an offence.
That's the point.
Most likely committed an offence.
No, he hasn't committed. That has to be found in a court of law whether he's committed that offence.
It's a very personal decision.
Do you think, honestly, do you think a judge would find somebody eating meat an offence? I'm not being difficult. I'm just asking a question because I find this fascinating.
We need to bring this to a conclusion, so he doesn't want to give up his details.
Okay, it's fine. He's going to get arrested. Okay. Yeah. It's public order offence. Section 4.
What, for eating food?
No, just causing. It's public order offence. Causes harassment, alarm, distress. Okay.
Okay. Can I ask a question then? I'm actually vegan.
Yeah.
And I don't find that offensive.
Yes, it doesn't matter that you didn't, but other people within this vicinity did.
So if I find it, so if I ring you later when I go stand outside McDonald's, somebody eating a burger, are you then going to come and arrest them for that?
No. Because,
why not?
Because the way you've done it, okay, you've gone to a vegan food stall and you've publicly gone there trying to provoke a reaction, okay?
Right, and then when the vegans go into other restaurants and do exactly the same thing,
how do they do that?
Under protest, because I follow them, I'm vegan, I go on vegan protests.
Okay, do you call police for that?
Yeah, well I wouldn't, but people do call police to the shop or the restaurant or wherever it is they're stood outside.
Yeah.
And, you know...
And so police go there and they deal with it how they see fit at the time, okay? And we're dealing with it how we see fit at the time.
But he hasn't done anything wrong apart from eating.
Okay, as I said, it's not an everyday, you've got to agree with me, it's not an everyday occurrence you see someone eating a dead squirrel.
No, it's not, and as a vegan I find that quite upsetting.
Yeah, there you go. But you're admitting but I also find, I didn't admit that I feel harassment. No, I find it upsetting that you would eat a burger. Somebody that is to protect the law, you would go and eat an abused animal. I find that disturbing. Have I said what?
If you eat meat. If one of your colleagues, I'm guaranteed that your colleagues will eat meat as well. There's not many vegans in the police.
I'm going with the straight facts that are in front of me right now, okay?
Straight facts is I see you guys, people in your uniform going in and out of restaurants, eating burgers, eating bacon sandwiches, and I find that offensive, but I don't go around complaining about it all the time.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's all he's doing is eating, and he has a right to protest as well in this country. It's ridiculous.
Fine, but sometimes protesting goes wrong, and this has gone wrong.
No, it hasn't. He's just eating.
As an American.
Whether he's been lawful or not.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Say no comment.
Don't obstruct him.
No comment.
Don't be obstructive.
No comment. And what's his name? Excuse me a sec. He needs to listen. Yeah, he needs to say no comment. He needs to say no comment to any of these.
Yeah, that's fine.
No comment. And if they take you to this,
There is on your back on camera. Yeah, I was carrying her. This whole girl stuff.
He's asked me to give you a list of cards.
Can you give me
Step back, please.
Like that.
Step back, please. Otherwise, I'll arrest you.
step back.
Don't be arrested. You're obstructing police, okay? So take a step back.
Don't. It's not worth it.
Please, you're upsetting me.
Well, you should have thought that before he upset some kids, shouldn't he?
We didn't
I get offended when everyone eats burgers, but there you go. And I'm vegan.
Well, then arrest me too. Let me go in.
No, seriously, don't, because you'll make it harder for him. He just needs to say no comment, and then he needs to ask for Byman solicitors.
You are doing something.
Listen, Byman solicitors. Byman solicitors. They're an activist solicitors. Ask for them. Do not take the duty solicitor. The duty solicitor works with the police. Byman solicitors.
Step back, please. Thank you.
Byman's, yeah? No.
Come on, mate, let's go.
No.
Here they are, showing once again this is not a...
No comment until you've spoken to your solicitor. No comment until you've spoken to the solicitor. What station is he being taken?
This is a fascist country.
Arresting vegans?
What station is he being taken to?
I don't know.
Can you find out for me, please?
Where are they going?
Police station. We've got to find out which station we're going to. West End Central.
Maybe tomorrow. The bag of meat. This is a hate crime. The bag of meat. This is a hate crime.
It's a hate crime against the Christian religion and just basic human rights of eating your lunch wherever you so please.
Religion, where meat is totally allowed.
Wait.
Could I please make the
Liable for everything you're doing. You know that, right?
You should be arrested for eating some meat.
Wait.
In public.
What's the guy in the jacket's name?
Here's a sheep.
That doesn't make people
Hey.
feel sick when they walk.
Oh,
So if that makes me feel sick and I complain, you should be arrested.
You're not a vegan though.
Everyone has different
You like
opinions.
meat, remember?
I know, but now
Vegans that don't like meat.
I know, but now you're saying it's all right for my mate to go to fucking.
No, that's not what
people are dying on the street.
You're not going to go to jail. Go into a cell. Probably 12 hours, 4 hours. I've been in cells for 5.
I think what we need to do is try and get to the station that the police station that he's going to, and do like an arrestee support, which is what we would call it. So you go down, go to the police station. Huh?
He stood there eating what he's supposed to eat, and it's written all over the bloody Bible.
If we ate a swan,
He's not even a real police officer, he's a special. He's a volunteer police officer, so he doesn't even know the law properly.
Yeah, there's a ton about it. That should be on the camera.
you don't like what we do. What was it?
He needs to not speak to them until we get to the station, because anything he says can be used in evidence.
Mate, I told you, man. There's polluting the air with your veganism. Or your non-veganism. It's fucked, man. Now you're going downtown.
Was it West End Central?
Might be, yeah. Is she with them? That's right. So is that his missus? He's going downtown too, love.
not have it?
All going down.
Let's go around this or something.
You need to find out what station he's going to as well.
We don't know at the moment.
Yeah, but you will do in a minute. I wasn't being difficult earlier on. I'm an ex-activist and I'm a photojournalist, and that's why I
didn't even see
At the end of the day, it still needs to be investigated more. So, it's being investigated. And
So is someone with, because I've actually offered my details as well, because I want to make a statement.
So it's 4.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question as your senior officer? They're saying that they're investigating this as a crime. I've offered my details several times to be a witness statement for him as a vegan that I'm not offended by this. And no one's taken my details. So how is that? No, but how is that not being investigated?
All it takes is if someone else is offended. That's
So tonight, when I go stand outside McDonald's and have a cigarette and I see someone coming out eating a burger, can I then say that I'm offended by that?
Our concern at the moment is it wasn't a burger in like a burger form, was it? This is like a squirrel.
So the law states now that you have to eat meat in a certain way. It doesn't make sense.
Mate, you know why I've done what I've done, okay? And that's why we're taking action we're taking. We're not saying that they've committed a crime. What we're saying is that the allegation they've committed a crime. We're investigating it.
But you're not investigating it because no one's taken my details. So how can you?
Your details? It doesn't matter that you weren't.
So basically, you'll only take the side that you need to hear to prove the conviction.
No,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Let me explain it to you.
Right, go on then.
I'll explain it again. It doesn't matter that you weren't offended. A woman and a child were. That is the allegation. It doesn't matter that you weren't offended. It doesn't matter whether I was offended or not. It's that someone else was offended.
So it only takes one person to be offended.
It only takes one person.
So that's what I'm saying. So tonight, when I'm outside McDonald's, I am the person that's going to be offended when somebody's eating a poor murdered cow. No, I am going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not being funny. The other week, there was a pro-abortion people that were showing baby fetuses. My missus was crying. The police came out and said nothing. They did nothing.
It's not worth talking to you if you're going to.
No, because you're not listening to me.
I am listening.
You're not. You weren't, because you were trying to get your word in.
Clearly, I can't communicate the situation to you.
Well, I'm listening.
And I'm bored. Okay.
So it just proves that you're doing exactly what you just said. So he's solicitor. You need to find out.
Did you get the cat number?
No, they've not told us.
Yeah, the woman asked her.
Have you got the CAD number and what station he's going to?
Well, let me find out.
I get it now. Loon, you got your phone? Yeah, because you can write it. Oh, I think he's going to write it down for us.
Oh, right, yeah.
So now they can keep him up to 24 hours.
Okay.
Right, up to 24 hours.
So explain it. That's 4616.
Today's date.
Western Central.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.